This is Jack Taylor with the beerandbourbonreview.com, and hello out there in TV land. We have a new, very, very exciting segment now, and it's going to be news. And we found the perfect newscaster. He's a very clever man who's very classy. Let's go to him in the newsroom right now. Live from the beerandbourbonreview.com desk, we have Diesel.
Good evening. Good evening. In a special news bulletin, Sam Adams, long shot homebrew.
You can't laugh during your own news.
Okay, here we go. Stay classy. Good evening. In a special news bulletin, Sam Adams long shot homebrew contest winners have been announced, and six-packs will be available nationwide in April. These beers will include an old ale, the barley wine, and a saison brewed by one of their very own employees. Jim Cook, founder of Sam Adams, began this over 17 years ago. It started in a dark kitchen with his grandfather's recipe. Today, Sam Adams is one of the best beers in the world. My eyes, they're burning.
Can you see? Are you crying?
Scotch! Give me a scotch! News out! Aubrey!
And there you go, back live. We're back from the newsroom. Gosh damn, that was exciting. Now you have bears coming to the station. Anyway, so I think we're going to try that, maybe a little more serious next time.
God.
But I think we're going to start doing news, because we have the voices for it, I'm pretty sure.
Don't have the faces, but have the voices.
That's correct. So this week, we're also doing our normal review.
Actually,
Diesel, that was very good.
I actually
liked
enjoyed
it.
this. This will be fun. We all love beer and bourbon, and there's a great deal of information out there for us to share. So
Correct.
We'll have some news. Fun.
So anyway, this week, as you know, Diesel's already here. Montgomery.
Here and present.
And I'm Jack Taylor, as I've said many times. Now, this week, we reviewed Maker's Mark. One of the best bourbons available today, I believe.
On the market.
I just burped. So anyway,
all right, come on.
So anyway, this is actually the most searched for bourbon on Google, which is kind of why we chose it, because we like to know what our fans want. So we're trying to get ahead of the curve and see what's going on with that, and we picked this one. Mm-hmm. It's a very popular bourbon, and I'd like you to just kind of run with this.
Hence why you said it was the number one search bourbon on Google.
One of the reasons because it's one of the only. It's probably I think it's the actually only well marketed bourbon that's not mass produced. It's still handcrafted. There's a great deal of time that is put into the bourbon. It's and it's offered at an incredibly quality such a quality bourbon for a great price.
When you always recognize it, why?
Because of its wax.
Because of the wax shit that covers the top of it. Like a red vulture.
Children, it's not actually shit. It's
like
just
a red vulture
wax
dumped on it. Is what it kind of looks like.
Yeah, it's well marketed. It's probably one of the most recognizable bourbons there is. But I think the flavor is well balanced. It's not too harsh of a bourbon. It's well priced, $30 for a fifth, and it's just I think it's a very smooth and very pleasant bourbon to have. So
yeah. Really, the smell. I mean, it's kind of the first thing you notice. You just smell it, and it's just it's not overpowering.
Floral.
Yes.
Floral. Yeah.
It's not overpowering like a lot of the normal bourbons are.
You get a little bit of a hint of a smoke, and the caramel.
But this is not nearly as smoky as a lot of other bourbons, though, which I kind of like.
Not at all.
It's more sweet than it would be smoky.
Yeah, you get a little bit of a floral, sweet smell that is balanced with the smoky, more burnt smell that is. It complements each other. So
I'm gonna presume that a lot of the bourbon, this bourbon is spending probably 5 to 7 years, maybe. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how long this is aged.
I really wouldn't think it would be too. I mean, or maybe it's the light char. Maybe it's a lighter char on the oak barrel.
That could be,
which keeps it from getting too robust.
Yep.
But
what did you think of the taste?
I really enjoyed it, and I thought smooth from start to finish, from in the glass to the mouth. I mean, you talk about it, and I don't really know how to say it, but there's a pepper to some bourbons or a spice, and I didn't get it with this particular bourbon.
I would have to. Yeah, I know both of you had a different taste than I did. On the initial taste, I got a great deal of pepper. The
and
initial
I did not
taste,
get that at all.
And then when I drank it and finished it, it mellowed out, and it was much more pleasant of a drink. But that initial taste was quite peppery, quite smoky, and it caused a great deal of burn. However, when I put it with ice,
burn.
Yeah, it burned. There was a great deal of burn to it. It really was.
You're like a little girl.
Hey, but then when I put the ice on it, on the rocks, it mellowed that peppery taste out, and the drink from start to finish was really a very well mellow, balanced, kind of the fruity flavors of the drink, but balanced it out with was balanced out by the smoke and some of the oaky flavors that really are great characteristics of a terrific bourbon.
And one of the reasons I enjoyed this, I think I first tasted this at the Bourbon Festival we attended so many years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, they had a booth there. We just had a taste of it and moved on. But they are in Bardstown. I mean, they're right there.
A little bit of
east of that.
Yeah. Oh. This is actually a place that I want to go to. I really, this is one of our destinations that we're gonna go try out and visit and just kind of get a feel for what their operation is like, because it's like I said, it's a great quality, probably one of the most well-known bourbons next to Jim Beam and some of these other bourbons that are on the market, but this is probably one of the more well-known, and even more so than Jim Beam, I would say that this is more of a well-known in terms of the high quality that it produces.
I've always thought of it as a special occasion bourbon.
Yeah.
Parties, Christmas parties.
I think that's fair.
Birthdays,
yeah.
Turning 21.
Bar mitzvahs.
Things like that.
When you lose your virginity,
those
kind of parties.
How? Anyway, were you 21?
I was 24.
I believe that. I
was 24 when I lost my virginity.
Anyway,
how old were you? 13?
12.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
No, I was older than that. Anyway, just in case anybody I know listens to this. Anyway, well, you totally sidetracked me. so breaking news.
Breaking news.
Montgomery was
breaking news. Excuse me, JT. Good evening. Montgomery lost his virginity when he was 24.
All right.
Diesel out. Stay classy.
24, really?
I'm bullshit, yo.
I'm not so sure about that.
All right, let's go. Come on, wrap it up.
He wants to move the subject on. So anyway, Diesel, what do you rate this?
This is one of my favorites from the very first time I had it to right now. I'm gonna give it a 4. Right from, I don't even need to cut it. It's that mellow in the glass, and it really. I think it's a pretty close to being a perfect bourbon for me. Right next to right next to Rowan Creek. Which
really?
Black Maple Hill and Rowan Creek are my
I disagree that wholeheartedly.
I think it was 3.5.
So you give this a higher than Rowan Creek?
Yeah.
Oh,
I liked it that much better.
You are not classy.
Tonight I am.
JT, what do you got?
I'm going to give it a 4 because this is a great bourbon that makes me feel like I live in the 70s and I'm working in a news organization.
Whatever.
He drank scotch, though.
Okay. Scotch. No, really, though. I'm sorry.
For those that don't know who you guys are imitating,
Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy. There you go.
Newsman. Okay. Really, though. This is a smooth bourbon. It's very easy to drink. I always bring out bourbons as I see a long shelf and I walk up to it and I'm going to have a bourbon to enjoy myself. And I would pick this, though Rowan's Creek would be above that. Rowan Creek is hard to find, as I found out.
Yeah.
I've looked many places for it, and it's a hard bourbon to find. But this one's pretty much everywhere. It's a great bourbon, easy to drink. So that's what I'm going to give it 4. Montgomery?
I think that's fair. I'd give it a 3. On the rocks, I'd give it a 4. So 3.5.
All right, 3.5. So anyway.
That's what I give it.
Diesel, can you take us out?
Yeah, sure. Any.
I don't know what you're doing over there,
but I'm just thinking of my next.
Are you writing news stories?
I am thinking of our next news story.
Real quick, for those that are listening, please send us your request. If you have a bourbon or beer that you'd like us to try, send it to us. We'd be happy to try it out.
Jack Taylor at thebeerandbourbonreview.com.
And we'll try it out. It'd be fun.
But we definitely want you to go out and try our podcast on iTunes. We want you to go to our website, spend some time, dabble around. We've got 2 pages of beers.
I don't know if you noticed, but we're in the top 200 now of food.
Which is a pretty big deal.
We're pretty excited about it.
So,
for podcasts, yep.
So
I said food.
We like what we're doing, and we love that you all like what we're doing too. So we're trying to keep it fresh. That's why we went with the news desk tonight, and we'll keep trying to be new and different every show. So
maybe a little more serious.
That was way serious. I thought
Diesel was amazingly serious.
Amazingly serious.
Well, I just have to say, from our cooler to your cooler.
Have a good one.
Over and out.